Welcome to Early Christian Architecture. In this exploration, we delve into the architectural legacy of the early Christians, a testament to their faith, resilience, and cultural impact during the formative centuries of Christianity. This is me, Jyoti Ketan, and you're watching Arcandy. So, without further delay, let's get into the today's video. Early Christian architecture emerged and evolved during the first few centuries of Christianity, primarily within the Roman Empire and later in the Byzantine Empire. This period saw the development of distinct architectural styles and structures that reflected both practical needs and profound religious symbolism. Here are some key details about Christian architecture: houses, churches, and catacombs. In the early years of Christianity, believers gathered in private homes for worship. These houses, churches were simple in design, often converted from domestic spaces to accommodate small gatherings of Christians. They typically had a central meeting area where believers would pray, listen to scripture readings, and share communal meals. Catacombs, on the other hand, as a persecution intensified, Christians began to use catacomb underground burial chambers as places of worship and refuge. The catacombs contained narrow passages lined with burial niches, along with small chapels where services could be held. Walls were adorned with frescoes depicting scenes from the Bible, symbols of faith and representation of Christ and the saints. Basilicas. With the Edict of Milan in 313 AD, which granted tolerance to Christianity within the Roman Empire, Christians were able to build more openly. The basilica form became prominent, originally adapted from Roman public building. Basilicas were repurposed as Christian churches due to their spacious interiors and architectural stability. Let's talk about its architecture. Basilicas typically feature a rectangular plan with a central nave flanked by side aisles. The nave ended in a semicircular apse, which often housed the bishop's throne, cathedra, or an altar. Rows of columns or pillars supported the roof, and clerestory windows allowed natural light to illuminate the interior. Mosaics and frescoes adorned the walls and ceilings, depicting biblical scenes and figures. Byzantine architecture. In the Byzantine Empire, which emerged after the division of Roman Empire, Christian architecture evolved further. The influence of Byzantine architecture is particularly exemplified by the Hagia Sophia in Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul, built under Emperor Justinian I in the 6th century. Characteristics were Byzantine churches like the Hagia Sophia were characterized by their massive domes supported by pendentives, curved triangular sections of vaulting, expansive interiors, and elaborate mosaic decoration. The central dome symbolized the heavens and the presence of God, while the interior was adorned with gold mosaics depicting Christ and the Virgin Mary, saints, and angels. Regional variations. Early Christian architecture exhibited regional variations influenced by local building traditions and cultural practices. For example, in regions like Syria and Egypt, churches often incorporated elements of regional architecture and decorative styles. In Ireland and Scotland, monastic settlements developed unique architectural forms such as the round tower and high crosses. Symbolism and iconography. Architecture in early Christianity was rich in symbolism and iconography. Churches and catacombs were adorned with symbols of faith, such as the fish, the god shepherd, the sea rose symbol, and the peacock symbolizing immortality. Mosaics and frescoes conveyed the theological concept and stories from Bible, serving as visual aids for teaching and spiritual contemplation. Early Christian architecture not only saw practical and ceremonial functions, but also expressed the profound spiritual beliefs and communal identity of early Christians. It laid the foundation for later developments in Christian art and architecture, influencing styles across Europe and the Mediterranean world for centuries to come. Use of materials. The use of materials in early Christian architecture was influenced by several factors, including local availability, technological advancements, and symbolic significance. Let's move to the materials commonly used and their roles in shaping early Christian architectural forms. First one is the stone and brick. Stone, particularly limestone and marble, was favored for its durability and ability to withstand the test of time. It provided structural integrity to buildings, supporting large vaulted ceilings and domes. Brick-fired clay blocks was also used for construction where stone was less available or more costly. Examples: the basilicas of Rome, such as the Basilica of St. Peter in Vatican City, often employ stone for the massive columns, walls, and floors. The use of stone allowed for monumental architecture that could accommodate large congregations and impressive interior spaces. Second one is the wood. In regions where stone was scarce or expensive, such as rural areas or frontier regions, early Christians used wood for their churches. Wood was readily available and easier to work with than the stone, allowing for more flexible architectural forms. Example: early Christian churches in regions like Scandinavia, Russia, and Eastern Europe initially used wooden construction techniques. These churches often feature timber frame, wooden roofs, and sometimes elaborate wooden carvings on doors and interior furnishings. Third one is the mosaics and frescoes. While not structural material, mosaic and frescoes played a crucial role in early Christian architecture. Mosaics made from small pieces of colored glass, stone, or ceramic adorned walls, floors, and ceilings with intricate design and biblical scenes. Frescoes, paintings on wet plaster, depicted narratives from the Bible and symbolic motifs. The use of mosaics and frescoes serve both decorative and didactic purposes, conveying theological concepts and stories to a largely illiterate congregation. They also reflected the spiritual richness and artistic creativity of early Christian communities. Examples: the Basilica of San Vital in Ravenna, Italy, is renowned for its exquisite Byzantine mosaics depicting scenes from the Old and New Testaments, as well as portraits of Emperor Justinian and Empress Theodora. Fourth one is the metalwork. Liturgical furnishings. Early Christian churches utilized metalwork for liturgical furnishings such as altars, candlesticks, chalices, and professional crosses. Metals like gold, silver, and bronze were valued for their preciousness and symbolic association with divine light and purity. Examples: the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem and early Byzantine churches often incorporated elaborate metalwork in their interior furnishings, reflecting the Byzantine Empire's wealth and devotions to religious artistry. Fifth one is the glass and stained glass. Light and color. Glass was used in early Christian architecture primarily for windows, allowing natural light to illuminate the interior of churches. Stained glass, which emerged later in the medieval period, added color and narrative elements to church windows, depicting scenes, biblical scenes, and symbolic motifs. Examples: early example of glass windows can be seen in Roman basilicas like Santa Sabina in Rome, where small windows allowed filtered light to enter the nave. Stained glass became more prevalent in medieval Gothic cathedrals, but its early forms date back to Romanesque and Byzantine churches. The use of these materials in early Christian architecture not only served practical purposes but also conveyed theological meanings and contributed to the visual richness of sacred spaces. They reflected the evolving needs and aspirations of Christian communities as they sought to express their faith through enduring architectural forms. Let's dive into its examples. Certainly, there are specific examples of early Christian architecture that highlight the use of materials and their significance. Let's look into this. The first one is the Basilica of St. Peter, Vatican City, Rome. The materials used in this is the Basilica of St. Peter, one of the largest churches in the world, is primarily constructed using Travertine stone and marble. These materials were chosen for their durability and aesthetic appeal. Significance: the use of travertine and marble allowed for the construction of grand architectural elements such as massive columns, intricate sculptures, and expansive domes. The basilica served as a symbol of the power and prestige of the early Christian church and remains a centerpiece of Vatican City. The second example is Hagia Sophia, Istanbul, Turkey. Materials used were built under Emperor Justinian I in the 6th century. The Hagia Sophia combines stone, brick, and mortar. Its most distinctive feature is its massive dome, which is constructed using a combination of brick and mortar. Significance: the use of brick in the dome allowed for innovative architectural techniques, such as the use of pendentives to support the weight of the dome. The interior of the Hagia Sophia is adorned with the elaborate marble columns, mosaics, and later added Islamic calligraphy during its time as a mosaic. Third one is the Basilica of San Vital, Ravenna, Italy. The Basilica of San Vital is constructed using brick and mortar, typical of Byzantine architecture. Its interior is adorned with intricate mosaics made from small pieces of colored glass, stone, and ceramic tesserae. Significance: the mosaics of San Vital depict biblical scenes, portraits of Emperor Justinian and Empress Theodora, and other symbolic motifs. This mosaic serves as a visual aid for teaching and worship, illustrating the theological richness and artistic sophistication of Byzantine Christianity. The fourth example is Church of the Holy Sepulchre, Jerusalem. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre incorporates a mix of stone, marble, and the metal work. It is particularly known for its ornate interiors and the stone of unction, a slab of red marble believed to be the place where Jesus' body was prepared for burial. Significance: the use of stone and marble in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre underscores its status as one of the Christianity's holiest sites, marking the place of Jesus' crucifixion, burial, and resurrection. The church's architectural elements reflect centuries of Christian worship and pilgrimage. The fifth one is the early Christian catacombs, Rome. The catacombs beneath Rome were carved into soft volcanic rock, tough, creating intricate networks of narrow passages, burial niches, and small chapels. Walls were adorned with frescoes depicting biblical scenes and symbols of faith. Significance: the catacombs served as a burial spaces for early Christians and as sacred places of worship during times of persecution. Their use of top stone allowed for the creation of underground sanctuaries that preserved Christian art and culture, providing a glimpse into the spiritual and communal life of early Christians. These examples illustrate the diverse use of materials in early Christian architecture, each contributing to the structural integrity, artistic expression, and symbolic significance of scarce spaces. They reflect the evolving architectural styles and the cultural context in which early Christians expressed their faith and community identity. In conclusion, early Christian architecture stands as a testament to the faith, creativity, and resilience of early Christian communities during a pivotal period in history. Through the careful selection and innovative use of material, architects and builders created spaces that not only served practical functions but also conveyed profound spiritual meanings. From the humble beginnings of house churches and catacombs to the monumental basilicas and sophisticated domes of Byzantine churches, early Christian architecture evolved in response to both theological aspirations and external challenges. The material used, such as stone, brick, wood, and later intricate mosaics and metal work, reflected both local traditions and the universal ideals of Christian faith. These architectural achievements were not merely structures of worship but also cultural landmarks that shaped the physical and spiritual landscapes of Europe, the Mediterranean, and beyond. They provided spaces for communal gatherings, worship, and reflection, adorned with symbol, frescoes, and mosaics that conveyed the teachings of Christ and the stories of Bible to believers. Moreover, early Christian architecture served as a bridge between the Roman world and the Byzantine Empire, blending classical influences with Christian symbolism and paving the way for the development of medieval and Renaissance architectural styles. Today, these early Christian buildings and artifacts continue to inspire awe and reverence, offering a tangible link to the origins of Christianity and its enduring impact on art, culture, and civilization. Their preservation and study remind us of the profound connection between architecture, faith, and human aspiration, echoing across centuries as a testament to the enduring power of belief and creativity. In exploring early Christian architecture, we uncover not only architectural feats but also spiritual journeys, communal resilience, and the timeless quest from transient tense through built form. As we study and appreciate these sacred spaces, we honor the legacy of those early Christians who, against all odds, built monuments to faith that continue to inspire and enrich lives today. This much for today's video. I hope you liked the video. If you like the video, don't forget to share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Please mention which kind of video you like to see in the near future. I will try to make those videos, and mention which architectural building that you like from early Christian architecture and comment down below. Till then, this is me Jyoti Ketan signing off for the day. Bye bye.